Hey guys. Oh, here comes my wife. She's going to push me over.
Hey, Tammy. Tammy's there.
Tammy.
You're right on time. Good to see you, Tammy.
Good to see you. Well,
Yeah.
good to see your face on a camera that we can't see your face on. Something like that.
We're still waiting for a photo from you, okay? Don't forget now.
Oh, Tammy, come on. You're
Slacking.
We can easily add you into our collage photo video we had up, so
Yep.
it'd be good if you could. That'd be good.
All right.
So here we are, Shaloha, at the beginning of our Stop the Pain class. Noble
Yeah.
has some good teaching set up for today. What is your topic today?
Well, I'm trying to get it up here. I don't want to say anything until I get it up on screen.
Okay.
Try to hit the TV.
Okay.
I think. Why is this thing not coming on? Living room.
For those of you watching, don't forget, we 3 Saturdays out of the month we have Hebrew class at 3 p.m. Hawaii time, which is 9 p.m. Eastern time. So this weekend we have another class coming up. We'd love to have you guys join us. And thank you all for tuning in today. We have some technical difficulties going on here.
Oh, it's just some challenges, that's all. There, okay, I'm on.
Noble
Okay.
is continuing his study that he was discussing last week, right? I'm waiting
Well,
for you to get
it's on health. So that's, again, it's a new topic, and the topic today.
It's all better ways to improve your health, whether it's through diet, or taking supplements, or sleeping habits.
Okay.
What
This topic is going to cover water.
Water,
water
that's a good one.
and IBT. Okay, what's IBT? You have to wait and find out. Okay, but when we open in prayer, honey,
Okay.
give it. Go ahead.
Dear Father God, we thank you so much for bringing us together here to do your ministry.
Yes.
We ask you have your hands on the tech and that you speak through Noble through this presentation and that you bring all those who need to hear this information here to our class and our fellowship. And we ask all this in Yeshua's name. Amen.
Amen. And even though we only got Tammy right now, more
Well-
people will join us, right?
Yeah.
So,
I'm going to go check and say hi to everybody.
Okay.
You ready to present? then,
yes,
right?
I am.
Okay.
I am.
We'll see you all, you guys.
All right. So, here we go. It doesn't matter if Tammy's the only one there. Right, Tammy? Okay, we're going to talk about water. And you could say, oh, wow, water. I know what water is. Yeah. But there's some things that you may not know about water. Did you know that water is takes up about 70 to 80% of our body? Okay. And again, how much water you take will determine how healthy you are. Water is the best thing that we can actually consume. Okay. And unfortunately, we've been led to believe that if we put something into our water, like flavoring, or we drink something that's made from water, like soda or tea or whatever, juice, that it's all the same. Unfortunately, that's not true. When you put things into water, okay, to make some type of drink, it changes how the water reacts to your body, okay? And the body needs pure, unadulterated water, okay? When you take good water from a well or some uncontaminated stream, and especially that doesn't have any chemicals from government water companies and whatnot, then the water is alkaline. And you've heard about pH before. pH determines the amount of hydrogen that's in your water. Actually, voltage that's in your water. Okay, it's potential hydrogen. That's what pH stands for. That's in your water. And when you take in good water, you're putting electrons into your body, especially if it's alkaline water. That's what it's all about. Okay. This means that your body will be able to metabolize, okay, because it's got all these electrons inside you. The body is electrical, believe it or not, and water is a big conductor as well of electricity. If, however, you put in chemicals such as chlorine, like in a swimming pool, or fluoride in the water, some states have fluoride in their water for people to drink, you are putting two of the most poisonous items into your body, okay? And not only is it poisonous, it also is acidic, okay? Just the opposite of alkaline. We want alkaline to be a part of our body, okay? Anything that is acidic is an electron stealer, okay? Electron stealer, what's that? Oh, well, you know what? It's an electron that has a hoodie on and a mask on, and it's got a screwdriver and a hammer because they're going to break in and steal something, all right? That's a stealer, okay? So anything that is not alkaline is going to be acidic, and it's going to steal electrons from your cells. Now, we have billions of cells in our body, so you're thinking, oh, well, if they take a few cells, electrons from a few cells, not so bad. Well, guess what? These thieves are good. They take millions of electrons, okay? So unless you're willing to give up your electrons so easily, you know, I would not recommend doing so. So anything that is alkaline, which is opposite from acidic, is an electron donor, okay? It has electrons to give you, and we need those electrons so that our bodies can function correctly, or if it's time for a cell to mutate and reduplicate and double, it needs double the pH, okay? So keep in mind that that water is very important, okay? Drinking acidic water steals electrons from your cells and damages them, okay? It says here, drinking water has been made into carbonate beverages. I used to drink a lot of root beer, man, and strawberry crush, orange crush, you know, all those flavored sodas. That was so good.
Mountain Dew?
No, I never drank Mountain Dew.
Oh, that was me.
Lisa's a Mountain Dew drinker before. We gave it all up. That flavored bubble had to. Because when you drink that, guess what? You're drinking acid that is so concentrated that you can use it to clean your toilets. Or the grease off your engines. Have you ever tried taking your grease off your engines? Man, Dawn soap, a lot of scrubbing, high pressure water. Okay, so think about it. You don't need that, okay? You do not need that. Your cells are composed of water, but it is also what your body uses to wash itself internally to clean away the garbage that gets in. I mean, you got to understand, we take in toxins every day through breathing, through touching, it goes through our skin, through eating and drinking. Again, it surrounds us. And sometimes we don't want it to come in. It goes in not only via food or water that goes in the skin, but even through electromagnetic radiation. Toxicity is what Hasatan is trying to do to us. He's trying to contaminate us, poison us. Yet God created us where we can clean ourselves. But in order to clean our bodies, we need good functioning organs to do so. Episode 20, I believe, a few weeks ago, I spoke on the liver and the gallbladder. Oh, you lose those organs, you ain't living much longer because your liver is going to die and you're going to die. Simple as that. That's why they call it live-er. Okay, live-or. What else? Okay, so what would you do? Okay, what would you wash your car with? Would you wash it with coffee? Unfortunately, coffee's on the list, guys. I know you a lot of coffee drinkers. Alan's a coffee drinker, you know. Consider washing the inside of your body with coffee, tea, or sodas. Okay, you're not going to be as clean as with nice water. And here's a kicker. In addition to water, zinc. Zinc, right here. Zinc is one of the most important elements that's in the body. Now listen to me carefully, okay, and read this carefully. Without zinc, you cannot make stomach acid. Without stomach acid, you cannot, your food will not emulsify. It'll be broken down so you can digest it. And if you can't digest your food, you don't get no nutrition. Without nutrition, the body cannot repair itself. Whoa, did you hear that? The body cannot repair itself. Zinc. Who would ever think, right? The last letter in the alphabet, zinc, okay? In Hebrew, it's not the last letter. Okay. In addition, without zinc, you cannot make the neurochemicals like serotonin, dopamine, norepinephrine, and epinephrine, however you say that. Epinephrine. Oh, epinephrine. Thank you. So, norepinephrine and epinephrine. My wife's so smart. You too, Tammy.
Tammy's-
Zinc.
Tammy's shocked about your information you just gave about acidic water.
Oh, shucks, yeah. Zinc, now, remember we need zinc, okay? Every cell in our body needs zinc. But if you block zinc by drinking alcohol, yes, alcohol, coffee, and tea, alcohol also blocks selenium. Selenium is another mineral that you use for your thyroid. I'm going to be teaching on the thyroid next week or the week after that. But zinc and selenium is blocked by alcohol, coffee, and tea. Trying to get these fluids, your fluids, by drinking these substances will also guarantee that you will also become depressed. Remember, it's a neurotoxin. So if you get depressed a lot, try getting off this stuff. Okay, try getting off it and see what happens. Okay. So is it any wonder that much of our population is depressed because of the fact that we're drinking everything else except water, and alkaline water at that? What's nice is that local grocery stores and health food stores actually sell now alkaline water in bottles. So if you can't afford the machine itself, to make your own alkaline water, you might want to look at getting at least bottled water, bottled alkaline water, and give yourself a couple weeks. Test it out. Just drink that and see how you feel afterwards. Okay. Many think. Oh wait, Lisa, did you want to say something?
Yeah, I was just going to say that one of the most popular water machines is the Kangen. But Noble and I did some research. We were trying to find something that was a little less expensive, but
More affordable.
More affordable and same quality water. So we watched a bunch of YouTube videos and looked at statistics at what the best, the levels of alkaline water machines were. And of course, Kangen's at the top. So second best was by Tennant.
Yeah.
And that's how we decided to get ours. And it was less than
But I want you to hold that thought, because I'm going to actually cover that area shortly. So bear with me. Thank you, honey, for sharing that. Okay, let me get back here. Many think it is healthy to drink distilled water. Distilled water. Water that's heated, the vapors are caught in a tube and dripped into another container. Essentially, you're heating away the impurities and catching the water vapors. Distilled water actually pulls minerals out of your cells and into the water. You can kill yourself drinking distilled water. Did you even know that? I had no idea. For example, okay, if you put 1 drop of distilled water inside an eye, the cornea immediately becomes opaque. In other words, there's a covering over it, kind of like the Apostle Paul when he was on his way to Damascus and God blinded him by opaquing his eyes. Okay, the cells inside the eye are killed as the minerals are pulled out of them. Now this is coming from an ophthalmologist, an eye doctor, so he knows what he's talking about when it comes to the eye. Now if you put distilled water in your eye, what more when you put it into your body and it hits all your organs? Okay. So keep that in mind. Distilled water, good for batteries. When your car battery is low on fluids, you put distilled water in there so chemicals don't get in there. That's fine. Not good for the body. Good for machines and other stuff, but not for the body. Another problem, and this is big, okay, is bottled water. Okay, bottled water is almost always city water that has been put through a filter, and it is probably cleaner than city water, but for the most part it still remains acidic and may contain other chemicals that the filter was not able to strain out. Okay, keep that in mind. Many cities have tap water that has toxic levels of copper as well. Now, there's a difference between when you're drinking copper that's in the water and you're taking a supplement that's called copper, okay? But copper is also a zinc antagonist, okay? So zinc doesn't work well with water that comes out, copper that comes from water. Keep that in mind as well. One of the biggest problems with bottled water is the container it comes in, okay? You all know plastic has been a part of our lives for many decades now, okay? The safest contamination, the safest as far as contamination of your water is glass. Glass is actually the safest thing to drink water out of, to keep water in, okay? Water bottles that are made of plastics have a problem, again, that will, how can I say this, cause more problems than just getting water, a lack of water to your body. Most bottles are plastic, and if you ever looked at the bottom of a bottled water that you buy any place, you'll see this triangle, this symbol right here, okay? These triangles tells you exactly what kind of plastic that bottle is made from, okay? A number 1 usually relates to a clear plastic that is not totally polymerized, okay? If you leave such a bottle in the sun, the polymers from the bottle will enter the water and poison it. So number 1, toss it out. No bottles with number 1, okay? Definitely not that, okay? What most of us didn't realize is that plastic acts like estrogen in the body, causing hormonal imbalances, and it also blocks zinc. Remember what zinc's for, right? Let me scroll up, okay? Estrogen, unopposed by progesterone, blocks zinc, blocks magnesium, and blocks vitamin B6. Why these 3? Because those 3 together combined leads to, again, an increase in heart attacks and strokes. Okay, this is what estrogen does. Okay, it blocks these 3 things. So that means you're more likely to get heart attacks and strokes. More likely you're going to be aging faster than you're already aging. Okay, anxiety, allergies, asthma, breast cancer. And don't think breast cancer is only for women, okay? Men can get breast cancer too, especially with all the hormones. Men are getting, feminine breasts now, believe it or not. Everybody, all the guys are looking at their breasts right now. Is mine still like that? Continuing the list, cervical cancer, cold hands and feet. Okay, check this one out. Decreased sex drive. Whoa, that's a big one for a lot of people, okay? You want to increase your sex drive? Then stay away from those plastic bottles, okay? That will, again, be polymerized and stop zinc, magnesium, and vitamin B6, okay? Fat gain around the hips, okay? Fatigue, fibrocystic breasts, that's what we were talking about earlier. Foggy thinking, okay? You don't have to live up in the Northwest to go into the fog, okay? Gallbladder disease, again, episode 20, I believe, gallbladder, we talked about that. Hair loss, headaches, hypoglycemia, increased blood clotting. Increased blood clotting is one of the main reasons strokes happen. Okay, keep that in mind. When you get a stroke, oh man, your brain is losing function. In fact, a lot of times people lose half of their feeling. They get, what do they call it, paralysis. There's a term for it, but half of their body is paralyzed when they get a stroke. So keep that in mind. You don't want to be like that. And autoimmune disorders, okay? Those are some of the effects of having estrogen, which comes from the poisons from the plastic bottles that have the number 1 below them.
I was going to add something.
Sure.
Another source of estrogen is in processed foods, and especially meat, it seems like, that they've already tainted the wheat, corn, and soy that's grown in the U.S. We know that there's hormonal parts of glyphosate. But as far as the food, the more processed the food, if it comes in a small package within a package within a package, it's most likely been processed. Or if you eat at fast food restaurants, they purposely inject the meat from those places with hormones and estrogens. So that's why we've seen kind of an increase among the youth today, like the younger generation. the boys seem kind of like softer with softer features and tend to have more tissue in the chest than the past generations did because of the saturation with all of those fast food places, the candy. I mean, there's hormones in so much of the foods that you were teaching about before that just, instead of bringing life and health to the body, it's bringing death and
Disease and death, right?
Yeah.
No wonder the women are more moody.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
yeah, that's why.
Everything's affected in the body.
Yeah.
Everything.
Yeah.
Thank you, Annie. Okay, so now a lot of people know already about the number 1, but did you know that the one that has number 7 is actually problematic as well? Some water bottles, especially those that have, like sports bottles, are made from polycarbonates, okay, and have a number of 7 again on the bottom. This is the type of bottle that contains bisphenol, okay, A, okay, or BPA, also known as BPA. This is suspected of being hazardous to humans since the 1930s. That's almost 100 years ago, okay, guys? And concerns about the use of BPA in consumer products were regularly reported in the news media in 2008. And after several government-issued reports questioning its safety, some retailers have removed the products containing it, this number 7, on their shelves, okay? Know this, that toxicology reports show how the effect, especially on pregnant women, the fetuses and newborn babies, okay? They get affected by this a lot because of the fact that they're more susceptible to it, okay? Especially our babies, okay? 2008 review concluded that obesity may have increased as a function of BPA exposure. Again, BPA has nothing good to offer. And that's why it's funny. If you go to stores now and you're buying plastic products, bottles, some of them are going to say BPA free. That's exactly what this is all about. They're protecting the public from this. You know, government works slow. 100 years slow, okay? So this, again, was back in the 1930s. They knew about this, but they allowed it to continue, okay? So, again, keep in mind, we want to drink water, and we want to drink it as pure and as uncontaminated as possible, and in containers, because we're always on the go, that are actually very safe. Plastic is actually should be thrown out the door. I think it was like in its episode 17 or 18, I actually did a report from Joseph Mercola. Oh, and just a side note, we're not health professionals, okay? This is, again, just our research, and we have professionals that are in the field that does this, and we're just sharing the information with you. This is from, this is from, what's his name? Man, I'm getting old. Must have some BPA in me. Tennant, Dr. Tennant, Jerry Tennant, Healing His Voltage, okay, from his book. Where was I? I was talking about containers, yeah. Yeah. Pass up the BPAs. Okay, this is all about BPA. This is all stuff. Oh, and this one right here, this is important. Read this. 2009 review about environmental chemicals and thyroid functions raised concerns about BPA effects on the, and I'm not even going to attempt to say this word, okay, and concluded that available evidence suggests that governing agencies need to regulate the use of thyroid disrupting chemicals, particularly as such uses relate exposures of pregnant women, neonates, and small children to these agents. Again, I'm probably going to be doing, again, something on thyroids in a week or two, because like the liver and gallbladder, the thyroid is so important, and yet a lot of doctors are saying, oh, you got thyroid problem, just take it out. You know, if God gives you organs for a reason, why would you undo what God created and put inside of you? Okay? I think we need to understand these organs so we have a greater understanding of how they operate in our body, why they're important, and how we can keep them healthy, especially if they're already toxified, and how we can detoxify them so that we can be back on the road of good health. All right? And this is what it's all about. So here on the bottom, it's again after using this. So in 2007, Dr. Jerry Tennant said he used to recommend the use of water bottles with the number 7 on the bottom. He can no longer support that recommendation with the current studies that show the damage from bisphenol A or BPA. Okay. It seems that the best choice for a bottle to carry water is stainless steel. And you're saying, that doesn't look like stainless steel, Noble. Well, wait a minute. Even Clark Kent has to take off his normal human clothes to put on his Superman outfit. Stainless steel. Okay? Best thing to carry your water in. And I say water. Funny, this water container says do not put any juices or teas or sodas inside. Strictly just for water. So again, even these manufacturers know what's actually good for you. You know, so sip of water. So Dr. Tennant's recommendation is that you avoid drinking anything but water. All right. If you must drink something else, know this: it's going to be toxic to your system, and you're going to pay the consequences. Okay. And you're thinking, well, I've been drinking soda for years, and you know, the worst I got was kidney stones. Oh, well, wait a minute. The worst you got? You don't want kidney stones. You know how painful it is to pass a stone? Okay? I got friends, guys, that drink soda, no water, and they get kidney stones because of the calcification that happens in their kidneys. Okay? They says every time they try to urinate, it is bloody hell. It's probably worse than giving birth. I'm thinking, you're a guy. How do you know how giving birth feels like? Well, it's our version of giving birth. You know, they tell me. Well, guess what? If birth giving is that painful, I'm a guy, I wouldn't know, but I can see women and all the pain and suffering, right? Then kidney stones may be close to the pain. Maybe not, but you know what? It's still painful. Why even subject yourself to drinking anything else but water? Okay? When people are sick, they often have decreased minerals in their bodies. Okay? Drinking water dilutes the minerals even more. So, not to say that drinking water is a bad thing, but we need to understand that we need to resupply our body with vitamins and minerals. Again, supplements are also an important part of life because we're not getting all the vitamins and minerals that we're supposed to from the foods that we eat. The foods are GMO now. Now they're nutritionally devalued. They're not grown in good soil that has fulvic acid inside of it. Everything is at a third world level. I shouldn't say third. Third world nations probably have better soil than we do. Okay, it's third rate. Okay, we need to actually supplement our nutrition with supplements. Again, all the vitamins you can think of, and again, talk to a nutritionalist. They will help find out what your issues are. Oh, hello. What your issues are, and they will recommend what type of vitamins to take. And you know what? Do not go to the cheap stores, the Walmarts or whatnot, or the that have the common brand names. You have to research brands also and see how they process their vitamins and minerals, because a lot of it is just water. Vitamins and minerals flushing down the toilet, literally. Yes, Lisa.
Yeah, I was just recommending several minutes ago in the chat that our naturopath consultant had done a study comparing all the quality of vitamins that are sold by brand.
Yeah.
And of course, the super expensive ones, you know, they're going to be the ones that have the highest quality. But he did his for price too.
Mm-hmm.
And so the brand, the Vitamin Shop, you could get that at their website, or they have stores all over the U.S.
You can order online.
Or it's on Amazon too. If you type in the Vitamin Shop and then your specific vitamin, that's it's then you're not going to be. Your body will be able to absorb it, and they're higher quality. So.
You're getting a better product for your money, and you know we all want to get the best bang for our buck, right? Thank you, Lisa. Again, getting back to this, the answer to restore the minerals and voltage, which allows you to drink necessary amounts of water, again, will come from what you put in your body. Alkaline water, vitamins and minerals. Okay. Um, what's the white little tablets you give me?
Oh, the mineral.
Yeah, they're mineral, but they're called mineral salts. Mineral salts. Again,
The iron.
there's so many things that our body needs, and if you really care about your health and your well-being, it's time to start doing some independent research. I'm here to kind of give you a kickstart, get you in that direction, so that we each will now start doing our independent research. And you know what? If you guys find something that I've never mentioned or talked about, please share it with us. We will appreciate it, and we'll look into it and possibly use it as well, because the whole idea is helping the community, okay? And our community of believers, okay, is very small. We are a remnant, right? So we need to look out for one another and help one another. So let's see. Oh, here, Dr. Tennant says, sometimes I see doctors tell their patients to drink less water because some lab tests show that they have too little of something in their blood, such as sodium, for example. And if you dehydrate the patient, the lab test will come back to normal, but the patient feels worse because they got less water in them. So he gives an example here. Let's assume you have 2 glasses of tea, okay, containing each 8 ounces. One is a dark tea and the other is a very light tea. And if I put a light colored tea out in the sun and let some of the water evaporate, soon both glasses of tea will be the same color. But if I ran a lab test on both glasses, the test might show normal amount of tea in each. However, there might not be enough volume left in the dehydrated glass to do much with it. In other words, we got to keep the volume of water where it should be, okay? And if you keep it that way and you test for vitamins and minerals and they're low, that means you need to up your vitamins and minerals, not reduce the water. Remember, 70 to 80% of our bodies are made of water. Why would you deny it that? Okay? Let's see. Blood pressure may be too low, or the inside of the cells may become too thick to function. We must correct lab results by looking at the total body water, intracellular water, and extracellular water. Whoa, now we're getting to lab work over here. Now, if you're really sick, guess what? You may need that, okay? If not, why wait till this happens? Do what's right, okay? Get water into you, good alkaline water into you. Okay, let's see. And don't overdo it too, again, on alkaline water, because there's also a thing called alkaline water poisoning, Lisa? Was that what it was?
Yeah, it's a,
Yeah, get your mic up. Because you were drinking a lot of alkaline water at one point.
yeah, when we first got our machine, I worked up to the highest level of the machine, which on the Tennant
scale?
is like 3, but it's equal to, I think, quite a
A
bit higher
pH
number.
8
for the-
or 9?
Yeah, for the pH level. And
Yeah.
then we went on a trip and we came back and I just stayed at that same level instead of working my way up to it again, because during our trip we didn't have alkaline water. And so my kidneys were really, that was some of the worst pain I've had in my life. It just feels like someone's hitting you in the back with a baseball bat, like over and over again.
So everything is in moderation. Keep in mind, just because something is good for you doesn't mean, you're going to go all out and do it. Everything has a balance, okay? Just because candy tastes good or ice cream tastes good doesn't mean that's all we can eat, okay? We've got to take everything in moderation. So knowing how much water to drink is always challenging, all right? The only sure way to know is to measure the BIA, which is the biological impedance analysis, to measure with this device here, and it'll determine exactly what you need, how much you need, There's a good rule of thumb. Drink water every time you feel hungry, okay? If you still feel hungry a few minutes later after drinking water, then eat something, okay? Great way to determine if your body needs water or food, all right? The sense of hunger is often the signal that the body really wants more water. Did you know that? That if you get hunger pains, maybe your body's saying, just give me water. And if after drinking water you're good, all right. Which means you'll be eating less, and eating less means less for the body to do to digest. And if you eat a lot, more calories you take in compared to burning them, that means those calories stay on your body. And you know what that means? You know, you get wider and wider and wider, okay?
That's how I lost weight.
Yeah, you lost weight by just what?
Just drinking water.
Drinking
whenever
water.
I felt hungry.
Yeah. And not that Isaac was fat, but he was having a poochy tummy there, you know? Kind of looking like a kangaroo. All right. All right, where are we? So, okay, so check this out, okay? It is increasingly difficult to get good water. I mentioned that earlier, okay? Our city water is an electron stealer because it contains chlorine and perhaps fluoride, because it contains, again, the treacherous fluoride, and one of the worst toxins on the planet. I mentioned that earlier. It also contains all sorts of pharmaceuticals. What do you mean, pharmaceuticals? Say, for example, you have no prescription drugs in your life, like I do, okay? Every time someone takes medication, someone else takes medication, urinates in the toilet, and it goes to the city water system, and it cleans it out, recycles it, puts it back in the water system. Guess what? You're drinking somebody else's medication. Maybe not the urine, but man, how's that? Nasty, right? Yes, honey.
Yeah, there was a study that came out about 15 years ago from the water in Seattle, because there's such a high level of depression there because they don't see the sun for about 9 months out of the year. And so a lot of people are really high on antidepressants. And they did a test, and Seattle water is, out of the whole nation, that has the highest level of antidepressants showing up in it.
Oh, you're serious?
Yeah, so there's like a joke for people that live there. Oh, we don't need to take Zoloft, or, you know.
Just drink the water.
Just drink the
the water,
water.
right? Oh my gosh. Okay, so what do you do? What are you supposed to do when you're drinking somebody else's medication, okay, in city water? Dr. Tennant says the best water system that he has found manufactured is by this company called pH Prescription. The water tests superior to the popular ionic water devices. That's your Kangen or your Tennant water, alkaline water machines, and even removes fluoride. Okay, so it's a water filtration system that also ionizes it, removes fluoride. In addition, it is much less expensive than most other units. One can get a tabletop, under sink, or whole house system. And you're probably saying, oh, okay, well, what does it look like? Okay, here you go. This is what it looks like. Okay? pH Prescription. Do your research. Okay, I went to this website, checked it out. And you know, when you inquire about the price and all that, okay, make sure you're sitting down. Okay? Sometimes stuff like this is not cheap, but if you have expendable income and you can purchase something like this, then you know, that's on you, not on me. I'm just sharing the information. Critics say that eating and drinking food and water that contains electrons has no effect on total body voltage. They don't Dr. Tennant says they simply don't understand the gastrointestinal physiology, okay? When food or water is placed into the stomach must go into a pH of 2.0. 2.0 is acidic, okay? But again, remember, it's stomach acid we're talking about, okay? You need stomach acid to emulsify and digest the food. It does this by inserting HC1. And you're going to say, what's HC1? It accomplishes this with the chemical reaction of NaC1 plus H2O, which is water, which is plus CO2, which is carbon monoxide, I think. I'm not sure, but that equals HC1 plus NaHCO3. NaHCO3 is, where is it here? Sodium bicarbonate, also known as baking soda. Okay? Did you know that drinking baking soda is actually good for you? It is. Salty as heck, but it's good for you. All right? So the idea here is that when the stomach is ready to emulsify and digest, it inserts HC1. Okay? This reaction requires iodine, zinc, as well as vitamin B1. Ooh, that word zinc, again, comes into play. Wow. All right. When the stomach makes stomach acid, okay, it inserts baking soda into the bloodstream. Okay. There you go. This looks familiar. Liver, gallbladder, stomach, okay, upper intestinal, okay. The amount of bicarbonate injected into the blood is dictated by the amount of HC1 needed to achieve a pH of 2.0. Funny that the body knows how much pH we need. In the stomach area, for example, 2.0, which is also known as plus 280 millivolts, the bicarbonate is a buffer. It doesn't change the voltage of the blood, but does change its ability to absorb electron stealers. Remember, the acidic scale is an electron stealer, but yet the stomach needs that to break down, okay, to break down the food so we can digest it. It's so key, okay. If the food and / water is consumed as alkaline, so alkaline is the opposite of acidic, right? Say you ate something that's very alkaline. Now the stomach's going to say, I need more HC1. Come on, man, chop chop, bring some baking soda to me so we can digest all this alkaline food in my stomach, and now we can use the nutrients that's in there. The body is so cool. It's like on auto control. It knows how much it needs, when to send it, when to take it, when to use it. All right. God, it's fabulous engineer and designer, you know. So if the food / water that is consumed is acidic, then guess what? Less HC1 will be required to bring the stomach pH to 2.0. Okay, makes sense, right? So again, baking soda is required to be injected into the bloodstream, and this explains why drinking food / water that contains electrons affects the blood. The fact that the stomach acid neutralized alkaline water does not invalidate alkaline water's benefits. In other words, in the stomach, alkaline is not wanted, but alkaline is still important in the rest of the body. It is, but the body knows how to use and take what it needs, and yet allow alkaline to affect the rest of our organs and cells that need it. Okay, so keep in mind that we want to be in a alkaline type of diet. Okay, food and beverage, water. The body will take care of everything else. Okay, remember that the disease, happens in a acidic environment. Okay, so if your body, other than your stomach, is acidic, this is where disease takes place, because it loves an acidic environment. If your environment is alkaline, it can't thrive there. No chance of disease coming in. Makes sense, right? Not having enough stomach acid has its consequences. Now let's say you drink a carbonated beverage, and I'm just going to use Coca-Cola for example, because this is what Dr. Tennant's using. Coca-Cola has a pH of 2.5. This is very little, thus very little HC1 is manufactured to bring to the stomach that is requiring 2.0, right? Now it arrives at the small intestine, and it must be alkalized since the small intestines are not able to cope with this acid. The pancreas, do you ever wonder what the pancreas is good for? What it's there for? I'm going to do a study on that as well down the road. The pancreas makes sodium bicarbonate. So we all have little baking soda factories in our body, okay? It's called the pancreas, okay? And sodium bicarbonate is used to neutralize the stomach acid. It does this by the same formula as the stomach uses, okay? Only in reverse. So it puts bicarbonate into the small intestine, and it puts HC1 into the bloodstream. Interesting how the body is designed to work in certain stages and certain protocols. You know what I'm saying?
There's a question.
Okay.
Jamali is wondering, how do we check our pH? Is it through a blood test or?
Very good question. Okay. If the stomach, okay, let me finish up first. Okay, if the stomach was stimulated to put bicarbonate into the blood when it made HC1, it can now be used to neutralize this HC1 inserted by the pancreas. Okay, but in the Coca-Cola example, there's no bicarbonate was injected into the blood by the stomach, so there is less buffer available to deal with the HC1 injected into the blood by the pancreas. Okay, remember the pancreas need needs to neutralize the stomach acid. So everything that's in the stomach is good at that pH 2. But man, guess what? When it leaves the stomach, it cannot stay at 2.0. It has to go back into the alkaline region. This is what the pancreas is for, okay, to neutralize all that acid. So thus the total body voltage is decreased by drinking the cola or anything else that's not water. When you drink anything else but water, you are subjecting your body to working a different protocol, different process, okay? You are responsible for your temple. Okay, I mentioned that before. Remember that the ability to make HC1 and bicarbonate requires what? Iodine. And iodine is very important not only for that, but for your thyroid, zinc, and vitamin B1, okay? It's all coming together, okay? Now, I wasn't planning to go into minerals just yet, but because of the question that was posed to me by Jamali, let me move up to the pH section. Here we go. pH, okay? pH stands for potential hydrogen. It's a way of talking about the amount of acid and base in our bodies. It is also a way of talking about the amount of voltage in our body. pH is measured on a logarithmic scale where 0 is the most acidic and 14 is the most alkaline. 7 is right in the middle. It's considered neutral, okay? Water, H2O, ionizes into hydrogen, H+, plus hydroxyl, OH, negative ions. When these ions are in equal proportions, the pH is a neutral 7. Okay? When there are more H ions than OH negative ions, then the water is said to be acidic or acid, okay? If OH negative ions outnumber the H plus ions, then the water is said to be alkaline. Did you know that? Pretty cool, right? The pH scale goes from 0 to 14 and is logarithmic, which means that each step is 10 times the previous. In other words, a pH of 4.5 is 10 times more acidic than 5.5. Okay, so don't get fooled that, oh, 4.5, 5. That's only 1. Oh yeah, but the scale is 10 times more acidic. Okay, 4.5 is to 5.5. 100 times more acidic than 6.5. So if you're at a 4.5 and your body's measuring, say your body's measuring 4.5 and you want to get to 6.5, you're 100 times more acidic than you want to be. Okay, and you want to get to 7, which is actually neutral. Okay, you see the numbers here. Now to the question, okay, and I'll cover this again. Here we go. Measurement of the salivary pH gives you an indirect indication of cellular voltage. You can think of it as how much voltage is stored in your cellular batteries, okay? Your battery should never be lower than 6.5. Note that the saliva pH of 6.5 suggests a cellular pH of 7.35. So there is a conversion factor of about 0.8. The hard thing is I haven't talked about the cellular batteries voltage, which is important to our bodies. It's important to our healing and replacing old cells with new cells. But because the question was a good question about pH, how do you measure it? Measurement of the urinary pH gives you an indication of the voltage of the extracellular and lymphatic spaces. It should also be about 6.5 after you get rid of your first morning urine. First morning urine represents the acid you got rid of during the night. However, if your daytime urine is less than 6.5, you're dumping more acid because your extracellular space has become too acidic. You can do the tape on the tongue and it'll give you that salivary type of pH reading. You can do it on your urine, it'll give you that too. But here, Dr. Tennant says to be accurate, Your salivary pH must be tested either first thing when you wake up before you drink any water or 2 hours after a meal. Test it with pH strips. Okay, you can buy that at your local drugstore. The graphic is printed in black and white so you don't see the colors. The pH strips actually show you colors, so that'll tell you what your pH level is at. However, 5.0 is tan color, 9.0 is purple. Acid to alkaline. Basically, the gray, blue, and purple colors are alkaline, whereas the yellow and browns are acidic. Sometimes it's difficult to decide which color is correct, the correct one on the strip. So you may want to buy a more accurate way to measure pH, and there are meters out there available for over $100 now, I'm sure. Again, simple pH strips, or you can buy the more expensive meters. All right. If your urine or your salivary pH falls below 6.5, guess what? You need more calcium. Oh, interesting, right? Yeah. Calcium to bring up your pH. That's an answer to your question. Very good question. But I'm going to stop here because there's more of this I'm going to teach. And again, I want you to know that, let me get to the very beginning. This is the book that I am teaching from. Healing is Voltage, the handbook from Dr. Jerry Tennant. It's in its 3rd edition. You can purchase it online on Amazon, or you can actually get a free copy. I didn't say that. On Z Library, okay? Any more questions on this part of the lesson? Hey, how's it, Bella? Sister, good to hear from you guys. It's been a while since we chatted. We gotta get back and talk, okay, guys?
I want to just make one little comment about how, calcium is really beneficial. You talked about how zinc is really beneficial, and I take a supplement that includes all three, calcium, magnesium, and zinc, because for some reason I get a little nauseous if I try to take zinc by itself. And probably because when I took it, I didn't have too much food in my stomach, but if I take the three together, then it really eliminates the nausea. So if you're sensitive to different supplements, that's a good way to get it.
God created us different from everybody else. We're unique. Yeah, we're kind of similar, but yet we're unique. That's why, you need to follow up on what I'm sharing here and to see if that will work for you. Okay. Wrong one. Okay, sorry. All that being is, the reason being is that, again, we're not health professionals. This is, again, our disclaimer. But we want to get you in the right direction. So that way, you're heading down the road of good health or better health. Okay? That's our goal here. Okay? The other thing I wanted to teach you today, and I'm running short on time, but you guys are going to have to deal with it because I love you guys so much. There's so much to share. Dr. Joseph Mercola, Mercola.com, has so much stuff to share. I wanted to share something that's actually pretty simple. Okay? Pretty simple. Okay? What is this I'm going to share? It's IBT. And you're saying, what the heck's IBT? Is that a disease? No, it's not. Okay. This article was actually previously published back in 2018, but has been updated with new information. Now here, this is what Dr. Joseph Mercola and his team writes. Oftentimes, the simplest strategies pay great dividends. Man, talk about getting your money's worth. Getting sensible sun exposure and grounding, walking barefoot on the ground, whether it's sand, grass, or rock, are two examples of getting the best out of practically nothing. Okay? Sleeping on an incline is another. Ding, 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 ding. This is the light bulb here, okay? While sleeping in a horizontal surface, and let me move on to the next page. Okay. Here we go. It is a well-established norm. Few may have heard that raising the head of your bed 6 to 8 inches so that you're sleeping on an incline, which is what's called IBT, okay, incline benefit therapy, of varying degrees may have a number of benefits. Okay, now check this out. Look at the benefits. Improved blood circulation, improving the lymphatic drainage from the brain. The body has a lymph nodes, right? The lymphatic system. The brain has the lymphatic system, okay? Your brain has to drain, believe it or not, okay? I'm not Dr. Seuss, but you want good health, drain the brain. Improving your immune system. What? Just by sleeping and your head's a little higher than your feet? Yes. Improving respiratory function. Yes. Improving symptoms associated with diabetes, glaucoma, migraines, multiple sclerosis, sleep apnea. A lot of machines out there, right? For sleep apnea. Acid reflux, edema, varicose veins. Whoa, man, I've been looking at my legs lately. Varicose veins and more, okay? So, again, I wanted to share this with you. But tell me more. Well, how does this come about? Well, the history of inclined bed therapy was developed 2 decades ago by Andrew K. Fletcher, a Brit, of all people, who was a mechanical engineer, and he's said to have invested, again, he had an interest in how things work. You know, engineers, designers, inventors, I love those guys. Okay, he stumbled upon the theory by studying the circulatory system of plants. Okay, in trees, gravity pulls down the denser sap from the top of the tree downward, which then forces the more diluted sap at the bottom of the tree upwards. So you see the system there, okay? In other words, the interplay between gravity and the varying density of fluids is what causes the sap, which delivers nutrients within the tree, to circulate up and down in a perpetual loop, okay? He wondered if the same mechanism applied to the human body, and experimentation and further research convinced him that it does. Okay, Fletcher performs a simple kitchen demonstration to show how circulation is caused by density changes in fluid. Now, if you're going to look for this video, I already tried. Couldn't find it, okay? Now, proper incline position, all right? And this is a short paper, so it won't be long. But I thought you might find this very interesting and fascinating. Similar experimentation was used to determine the ideal incline, which he concluded was about 6 inches or 5 degrees, okay? In one experiment, varicose veins disappeared after 4 weeks of sleeping on a 6-inch incline. For you, metric system, I believe that's 13 centimeters, okay? Which he took as a sign that a positive change in circulation had been achieved just by the fact that the varicose veins started to disappear. Interestingly, archaeological evidence suggests that even ancient Egyptians slept on inclined beds, and a Boston Museum curator confirmed that the incline on one of these historical beds was in fact 6 inches. How's that, huh, guys? Now, it's important to note that sleeping on an incline is not the same as sleeping on an adjustable bed that allows you to raise your head but keeps your lower portion back at a horizontal case. In other words, like this. Okay? Fletcher stresses that the importance of lying straight, okay? Straight at an incline, your entire head to toe on an incline is imperative, okay? Guess what? It's not that hard, okay? We'll get there soon. Sleeping on your back in a neutral position can help avoid shoulder and hip problems, according to Dr. Peter Martone, a Boston-based chiropractor and physiologist, who explained the importance of proper cervical posture while sleeping in a previous interview. Okay, he mentioned that. The alignment of your body is important as you want your body to circulate freely throughout your whole body and avoid stress on your hip joint. On his website, inclinedbedtherapy.com, Fletcher lists a number of methods for creating an inclined bed, and we're going to talk about that. So whether you have a wooden bed frame or you have a steel bed frame, you can make simple adjustments, very inexpensive, and you can experiment to see if that works for you. All right? Inclined bed therapy for diabetes. As you can see, well, you can't see, it's not on there. People who have tried inclined bed therapy, have reported improvements in a wide array of health problems. All right? Where am I? Health problems. When you consider the importance of blood circulation for the healing and regeneration of your body, this isn't actually entirely surprising. In a Micronesian study, inclined bed therapy was evaluated to see if it might benefit people with diabetes. Micronesians are known to have high cases of diabetes, a large number of them. In conclusion, the researchers stated that, okay, what did they state? Here's what they stated. Sleeping on an inclined bed seems to help efficacy in reducing blood sugar levels with those who were dedicated in controlling their blood sugar levels. Okay, inclined bed therapy may not be effective alone. To be successful, it is recommended that diabetic individuals need to incorporate sleeping on inclined beds with, and medication. I may tend to differ on that part, but taking some alternative remedies and changing lifestyles by eating a proper diet and doing enough exercise. That I agree with. Okay, changing your lifestyle, diet, and exercising, plus trying the bed, IBT, inclined bed therapy, may help you in this area of diabetes. Okay, I know diabetics need to take their metformin, I believe. Yeah, metformin. But there's actually also organic, natural types, not the pharmaceutical types. You want to stay away from pharmaceuticals as much as possible because of the side effects. Okay, guys? Interestingly, all participants listed other problems, including back pain, edema, difficulty sleeping, frequent night urination, snoring, morning lightheadedness, pains in joints. All participants claimed to have noticed improvement in all these problems. What? Really? Just for raising your bed 6 inches? How can we not try this, guys? All right, so you have acid reflux? I used to have that before. Acid reflux is another extreme health problem that may be improved through IBT. Another term for this condition is gastroesophageal reflux disease, or GERD. Okay, 2 of the most common causes of acid reflux are having insufficient amounts of stomach acid, not enough zinc, you know that, right? And again, having hiatal hernia. Oh, that doesn't sound fun. A condition in which a portion of your stomach passes through an opening in your diaphragm, which can cause complications to your esophagus. That's what a hernia is, okay? It can also lead to GERD, a condition to which acid is coming out of your stomach where it's supposed to be. There's a valve between your stomach and your small intestine called the pyloric valve, and when stomach acid when acid in your stomach refluxes over that valve, it causes symptoms that are very similar to that of acid reflux. Heartburn being one of the primary ones. Heartburn is, again, a burning sensation that radiates up from your stomach to your chest and throat. Okay, it occurs when food and stomach juices reflux up into your esophagus, which is the tube that leads from your throat to your stomach. It's typically most bothersome at night and tends to occur in connection with certain activities, such as eating a heavy meal, or bending over, or lifting a heavy object and then lying down, especially when you're lying on your back. Okay? So while inclined bed therapy will not cure acid reflux, it may reduce the pain associated with lying down. So again, and then, Mercola.com has success stories listed on there, but I want to skip that. We'll go right to the potential brain benefits, okay? Because this is something that I did not know about. I wanted to share with you. According to anthropologist Sidney Ross Singer, sleeping on an incline may also benefit other brain conditions, including, now check this out, ADHD. Isaac had that. He was on Ritalin and all that kind of stuff, right? Alzheimer's. Yeah, Isaac had that too. No, he doesn't.
I actually do have that.
Alzheimer's, okay. Indeed, while not mentioned, it's possible by altering the intracranial pressure you allow for improved lymphatic drainage. It has long been believed that the brain was unable to clean itself out, okay, as the lymphatic system does not include the brain. Remember, I told you the lymph nodes are just for the body, but the lymphatic system is for your brain. More recent research has proven this to be incorrect, okay? Showing that brain activity has its own lymphatic system, gets into your brain by piggybacking on blood vessels. Amyloid, beta deposits, and other toxins are cleaned out of your brain nightly during deep sleep, which is why you need to get a good night's sleep, preferably from 11 to 3 o'clock, is that's where your REM stage is happening. This waste removal system is now known as the lymphatic system, okay? By pumping cerebral spinal fluid through your brain's tissues, your lymphatic system flushes waste from your brain back into your circulatory system and onto your liver for elimination. But remember, you need a good, healthy liver for that part as well, okay? Just about anything that hampers the efficient function of your lymphatic system promotes Alzheimer's by allowing waste to accumulate in your brain. And it stands to reason that improving this brain detoxification would help prevent Alzheimer's and other neurological dysfunction as well. Right? Are you ready to start sleeping on an incline? All right, here, last section. In addition to sleeping on my back with a pillow to support my neck, opposed to my entire head, as recommended by Martone, I also changed my bed frame to one that also elevated my head above my above the head of my bed to achieve a 5-degree incline. Okay. Some people will not find any results right away. It may take a while. Okay. But if anything, it says here, this guy says it improves his sleep. Okay. And when you first start out, maybe 6 inches might be too high for you. Maybe you want to start off at 3 inches. Nothing wrong. It can be a gradual thing. You may see some effects that's coming from that just by doing that. Okay. Hold on. Where am I? I am. Okay. These are the sources and the resources that are on Joe Mercola's site. Hang on, I am trying to find something here. Okay, that's not it. Here we go. Okay. I need to get out of this. Cancel. Hold on, guys. I'm taking you someplace else just to talk to you quickly about what helps. Oh, wrong one. Living.
There's a lot of questions asking about how to do this to that thing you have to buy.
Okay, I'm glad you asked. Okay.
Everybody's asking.
Okay, I'm glad you asked. Hold on, I'm almost there.
Shay is wondering if snuggling with cats while sleeping has a benefit too.
That always has a benefit. Always has a
I
benefit.
don't know if you can hear the question.
Okay, here we go. All right. The author says you can use books, you can use bricks. I chose to use wood. Okay, this is 4x4s. Okay, and again, you can stack the books, but I wouldn't recommend using books and putting it under your bed, because what if you need to read the book? Okay, I got a bunch of books, but you know what? I value my books. I would rather use bricks. Okay, in this case, actually, I found it more feasible to use wood. And what I did here is I got a 4x4 and I stood it up and I carved out the inside where it would sit on my bed frame. Okay, now let me show you. Here's a picture of our bed. You can see the incline right here. Sorry, honey, you didn't get time to fix the bed. But here's a closer picture. You see this metal bed frame right here? Notice how elevated it is compared to when it's going down here to the foot of my bed. This is, again, this is the wood post right here on the side. And to give you another view, this is underneath. The wood post is up against the bed frame itself, the wooden bed frame, not the metal bed frame. The metal bed frame is sitting on top of this piece of 4x4 right here. You see that? You see how I carved it out so the bed frame can fit right inside. Okay. What I did is I measured where my bed frame was at first from the floor, and in this case my bed frame was about 8 inches off the floor. Okay. I wanted to get 6 inches in there, so I had to get a piece of wood, 4x4, 14 inches total height, 8 for the normal height plus 6 inches to boost it up. In fact, add another inch because I grooved in another inch, so I actually made it 8 by 6 by 7, 15 inches tall. Okay, that's because my bed frame required it. And why this particular bed frame? This is what there's wooden slats, and this is what the mattress actually sits on. Okay, all I needed to do is lift up what actually supports the mattress, and by doing that, when I lift up the actual mattress itself, then, and this is the metal frame holding the mattress, I've accomplished my goal. It's really simple. Okay, this is just a downward view. Again, you see the wood, you see the metal frame going right through the wood. I got a clamp here to hold it in place, you know, just in case, you know, there's an earthquake or something happens and the bed doesn't fall over, you know, or whatever reason. Okay. There was also a mention of pillows. Okay. My chiropractor before said, don't sleep on this big pillow, you know, the kind of pillows that we're used to. He says, get this pillow. This pillow will fit right underneath your neck, okay? And the back of your head will be resting off of the pillow. And then the base of your neck will be on this end. This is about the size of your neck. You know, it's not very thick, but you've got, what is that seat again we use in there? We actually made it. I bought one, but it got bad. I mean, we lost it. I made another one. Some kind of seat, and you know, you could use whatever. But the idea is that you want it to rest on the back of your neck, because the natural posture of your spine is not one where this pillow is pushing your head up and your chin into your chest. You don't want the chin into the chest. You want it actually to have it rest behind your neck, and now your head actually goes back a little bit, because there's a slight curvature on your upper neck, okay? And that's the way God created us. And so using this pillow with the IBT, inclined bed therapy, will actually help increase circulation, flow, and health. Okay? These are things, again, that I just wanted to extend to you because I thought it was very simple to do, and you can hopefully start realizing some positive results, you know, ASAP. We've been doing it for almost 3 weeks now. Lisa and I sleep better. I don't snore now. So guess what? Lisa naturally sleeps better because I don't snore, you know. And then again, you know, sometimes she does, but I don't hear her snoring also. But she'll always say, no, I don't snore. Women always say, I don't snore. But what's so funny is that, you know what? It works for both of us. It works. You may feel like you're sliding down a little bit at first, but you know what? You'll get used to it. It's really cool. Again, try it out. Really no cost. Bricks, wood, books. If your husband's just a slug, put him underneath there. Whatever. You know what I mean? Just for some incline, okay? All right. With that, yeah, 15 minutes over, but you know, not too bad. If you have any questions or comments, again, feel free to call us, contact us. Again,
Tammy was suggesting rice to maybe put in something.
yes, you could use rice.
And Shay said flaxseed.
Flaxseed.
Yeah, Marvelly said they're going to try it.
There's something, I'll find out exactly what it is that I use for this. Because, you know, I mean, it's good. Rice is good because you can heat it up in a microwave. I shouldn't say, you shouldn't be using a microwave. I'm totally against microwave. But before, I used to heat up in the microwave. When it's cold, you heat up the rice in that little pillow, and it's nice and warm back there. But again, I'm sorry. Microwaves are a device that should be thrown out or put in the very farthest corner of your property line so you can microwave your food far, far away, okay? Because microwaves are not good for you. But back to the IBT. I hope you guys find it interesting. go on the website, IBT or inclinedbedtherapy.com, and you can read up more on it, okay, and find out more information. Again, I'm here to kind of lead the way, show you where to go, and it's really all up to you, you know, you guys, it's up to you.
This is a good one.
What?
You know, Patrick.
Yeah.
He's in the camper, right?
Yeah.
So he said he could park on a hill.
Yeah.
Patrick, you know, man, Patrick, that is very, but make sure it's no more than 6 inches, okay, or 8 at the most, all right? You'll be sliding out your van. Good point, very good point.
Can we go visit Auntie Marva and Uncle Lance again?
Oh man, Isaac wants to go to Maui, guys. And then,
Celebrating Peo's birthday.
when?
Oh, happy birthday, Kael!
When is his birthday?
I think she said it was yesterday.
Oh, yesterday?
Yeah.
Hey, Kyle, happy birthday, brother. So, guys, again, good to have you guys join us again. And, you know, with all things, be blessed. Know that the Lord loves you and that He's giving us every opportunity to make ourselves get better, to be healthier and to be wiser. And, you know, it all starts with just taking that first step. You know, I've made a lot of recommendations and suggestions. You don't have to take them all. You take whatever you want. But again, I want you to research it and again, leave it. It's really up to you. Okay. We just love you all. My wife Lisa, Isaac, brother Alan Pagbal's over here. He's always a part of us, our actual production. And you know, we care for you guys, and we want to lift you up in prayer when we can. If there's any prayer requests, Lisa's more than ready to feel it. She's our prayer warrior, receiver, a distributor. And you know what? I just praise God that we're in this together. Okay, we're never alone. And again, God is always with us. He will never leave us nor forsake us. Hebrews chapter 13 verse 5b, and Joshua chapter 1 verse 5 also, I believe. Okay, He will never leave us nor forsake us. Okay, cry out to Him. All right, for all things. With that, with a fond farewell and aloha from all of us here in Kapolei, Hawaii. You guys want to say goodbye?
Yeah.
Okay, come on. 1, 2, 3.
Shaloha.
Okay, that was a good loud one. Alan, come on, guys. Everybody say bye.
1, 2, 3, say shalom.
Okay, shalom, everybody.
Bye.
All right, we got them on board. God bless you all. We love you, and be blessed. Okay? Bye.